entanglement seal, where your forms are bent and bent into a coil that is you, the shape overpassing describes. Comb, a spring onion, mosquitoes breeding in a big gulp. What collects in the cut, the small moving, is still slowed, slows, this and that, clot or cable, another effervescence. You are shit. I have implied, or in shit, bubbling through a final irradiation. Mushroom, exile, strange and soft to touch. Some days I think, of course you've retreated. This next poem is called Trailer Park. In an algorithm of trees exploding in your face, shaved from soap in a prison cell, and a pair of yellow finches alighting from high power lines over all these dudes lying on their beds, palming their cocks, waiting for me, leashed from circuits in a baroque array of evolving graphical representations of a black economy, a subverting process. Oh beast, oh Christ, in the motherfucking sound, in the motherfucking light, the iterations of thunder, the bass so high it hurls you into the grass. Beast, only imminent, you cannot be found when you subsume, fuck up them cities, bring murder into the bridal chamber, and force armies to copulate in the killing field mud. Delete all images of yourself. Crash this party. Sink this continent. To petrify latitudes of soy and corn. To perform plastic surgery on everyone. Beating to death the letter B while the rest of the alphabet watches in a berserk horizon scouring clarity. Christ, I will wait until I am the viscous core of 3 huge spinning heads. 10 wasps in a monitor. A sweating cradle of fat. A bursting parabola of orange yellow cubes called flowers. 10,000 livers whiffled like flutes secreting shrines and dissolvable capsules. I will wait until I'm an iron rake with a broken tooth biting to the throat of this soil. I will not break down my tent. I will not follow a sign. I will wait until I'm a singing corpse being dragged across this landscape. Oh beast, oh Christ, I am a lamb. When I was living in the trailer park, the landlord would break in sometimes and poop in the toilet and not flush, just to remind me who he was, I guess. So this poem is for him. It's called Home. Flocking power, resonance, pool, gliding through. I have brought you a peach, and you move toward it. Station by station, post by toppled border post. What do words mean to you? Should I have said speech? I have brought you a peach, and I too am moving toward you, who I believe through heavy, roving lights and what is almost how the ocean smells. House by house, basement to top floor, then trailer, though I do not know when we will meet, if everything you reside in is sundered, every cinder block and stone, every burdock, 2-foot paths, crossing pine and fire lingering. If I am unfaithful and set loose again and again, fractured, that escalation, I'll be gone, you'll be gone, every Tuesday, every remember, you kissing me between the neck and shoulder, resting there, raises itself on and above this contract, those insects spilling from his mouth. We could still sleep last night, and those dreams I'd have of digging deeper into the earth, the caverns of clean, even minerals, clinging, the neighborhood, the sewer pipes, the mailbox, the tap water, and the electricity is so much dark and piled olivine, where you appear in a hood of flames in the crown of a tree, live power lines whipping around you, and my body in this sleeping bag moves closer to you, lemon balm, and you say in this tent that on its legs that carry us aloft after so much scrambling, it is right to kill that which takes what holds us, because that is us, and we are nothing but that. I think that is what you said. It is hard to understand what fire is speaking. So I wrote some of these poems. I mean, things were pretty fucked up when I wrote them. I was living in a trailer park. I was taking a lot of painkillers, because I'd blown out my back and my neck from working jobs at like a shipping plant, like a Toys R Us shipping plant, which is like being like Santa's elves in the saddest way possible. But the point of that is that, you know, I would be there and people would visit and they'd be like, oh, it's kind of funny you're living in a trailer park. And then they would see the place I was living and they would be like, this is not funny. You've kind of wasted, you fucked up, right? Like you've kind of wasted your life. But things are fine now. I'm like really happy with how things are. But I think when I was in those places, I was just picking up stuff from the people I was living with, the people I was working with. And a lot of this is for them and me trying to work through like kind of the weird desperation and like drive towards consolation and like weirdly apocalyptic feelings of people who have been designated as waste, as like literally trailer trash. So anyway, Our Lady of Perpetual Devotion. You are about to select a kernel from a heap of broken kernels on the gray perimeter of a corn syrup plant. I am firing someone's dad's 25 into the dusk in what will be a field of wheat next spring. Blam, for the hell of it. Blam, blam. Inside the cottage, Colby's bird dog hunches like he has to crap. But he doesn't. He's just shivering. He's just gun shy. In the main block, the ladders are oxidizing. The smokestacks are burning seed. What can't be sacrificed? What can't be divided? Your hand reaches to stroke my neck. And I aim the 25 at a bottle. And I tremble. Mary, animal, where is your altar? The next poem we're going to read is called Post-Nativity. It's for Chris Toll. He's a Baltimore poet. And Chris was one of these guys who would say things like, I don't write poems, aliens write these poems, and I just receive them. Without smiling, without it being ironic at all. And so I was really excited to meet him. And you think someone's going to be around for a long time, and Chris actually passed away last winter after helping me to edit this, so this is for Chris. It's called Post-Nativity. It's true I took courage following the new star, passing visored old women lounging with long cigarettes in the high seats of steamrollers, churning on empty, keeping pace with donkey carts pulled by gangs of men in orange jumpsuits, bags tied over their heads, keeping pace with the falcon turning regular circles around an evil sun. I watched the flame clothe the tree, and a staircase led down to where the stump should be. With a football, a stethoscope, and a quarter ounce, I watched men steer that broke down Chrysler into the cut, but the star kept shifting, the channel kept changing. We were dancing in a field of chest-high Yarrow Floridian blondes and wet t-shirts and thongs and dudes with stomachs like six-lacquer doorknobs. I brushed aside the pale saucers of blossoms to shoot my piece at the unadvertisable colors of the hurtling sky. I climbed into a pickup truck bed and we tore off the cricket's work rising mezzo piano to way too fucking loud. That was back when I'd wake up with the sumac branch for a leg, or I'd have a salamander's head and a toad for a tongue. When I was puking behind the hot tub in the sand and winter grass, I could make out bits of bun and meat, and he was on the deck painting glitter on the loose putty of his dick. He was laughing, calling me a cunt, a bitch, a whore. I could smell the sea. The stars were switching places. The trader's stalls were caked with sandy mud, and I was weeping and laughing, and I couldn't tell the difference. Oh beast, oh Christ, I was following you down the stone stairs under weird smoldering lamps of red moss where you asked me to take my clothes off, and I did. We proceeded into the surgical theater where technicians were performing autopsies on beheaded semi-celebrities, their bodies' insides bright as candles. And I felt I was packed full of them, and car fresheners, and hibiscus flowers, and someone raised a freshly detached heart in his fist, and you climbed into my lap, or I wake up and my balls are dragging behind me like wet paper bags of trash. Or how did I get this old? Why am I sitting in a stale bathrobe trying to rub feeling back into my fingers? Am I a dictator on a throne of sugar and a castle of cake? Night eats this place. Or I wake up and I have to sling my dick over my shoulder like a lamb. Oh beast, oh Christ. sleeping in a huge kiln on a plane of upset brick, static television screen, a flat emergency tone, and the warnings of an angular language, a government web pages, DOS-like green letters on a watermelon wallpaper. Hush, hush now under the billboards of incinerated continents, heaps of smaller textured things on heaps of larger, less textured things, looking for you in the dirt baked to a library of hexagonal tiles where the wind picks up a scarf of dust near a giant thorn of a tree, wrestling with random arms and hands in the ash, the night sky gone berserk with light. Oh beast, oh Christ, can you rise through a perforated body armor, salt and shale? Can you rise through a substrate of fractured monitors, bone shards, charred engine blocks, chip motherboards, pottery pieces? To LLOMG, dear Dave, it's been a hard couple of weeks and 3 14-year-olds fucking. Can you split the hull of human information? Are you the continental Nazareth? Are you the pores of the land that is over the word virgin? Are you the land? I suggest suitcase number 8. I suggest the NSF grant-funded study of a hecatomb of scientists casting my boat through an astral blade of petrified eyes. I thought I saw you. I thought I saw you down in the cut. I thought I saw your face behind the fire, the spinning thaumatrope. One of the discs is my God, why dost thou part from me? And the other is again, I want to be your cell, your lens, an onion skin, a terminal enveloped in your electricity, your boiler, a router, a synapse. I can't stop thinking about this shrapnel. Please make me your mug, your pipe, your ashtray. After the party, you wrote on my face. Make me your flute, your needle, the chamber for your cartridge. You poured beer in my ear, took pictures, stripped me. Make me your drum, your bell, your trampoline. You made me walk on my knees on concrete, urinated on me, took pictures, thumbs up, dragged me by my handcuffs down the hall. Make me your pen, your 2 turntables and a microphone, your air raid siren, your silence, the ID detonated, my brain slammed against my skull. Oh beast, oh Christ, make me your staff, your sword, your brick, your bottle, your rod. You stacked me in a pile of other bodies. You took pictures. Now here I am in a grocery store trying to remember my name, because when a bird gets his head cut off, he dances, not because he's happy, but because he's dead. And you're a falcon, like he said, a falcon, but Christ, beast, I'm a prison, and you are screaming, beating against the bars, both inside and out. You are 2 falcons, one circling the sun at its zenith, one inside, one out, both screaming, both beating against the bars. So that's kind of a make or break poem. If you like that, then that's good. But if you don't, then I have books for sale. You don't have to buy them. You can give me money. I'll just spend it on whatever. Our Lady of Supreme Happiness. In the theater, my silver wrists divide into almond tree branches. They flower, and I leave. I can't remember the movie. When I begin praying to you, you're an icon carved from a yellow tusk. And then you become a horn thickened by milk. And then a garlic clove. When I finish praying, you're still here. The flame ranging roof to roof. The scent of burning almond blossoms. To live is to borrow. And if we borrow to live, then all life must be a heap of trash. So rejoice. Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna read just a couple of poems from this book called The Container Store, volumes 1 and 2. It's about the Container Store, which is a store that sells containers for your things, because you have so many things that you need containers for them, and otherwise they take over. And I wrote this with Chad Hardy. Chad has never read it with me because he's in Korea, so just imagine that all the good parts are from me and the bad parts are from Chad. So this is the actual title. This is the title page. Tulips command bodies, word mills, stackable clear polypropylene, a work, the Container Store, a product, tunnel, suburb, steady ID, disc suspension, pre-dawn, cash, landlord. Tulips command bodies. Tulips command this dance dressed as waterborne bacteria. Bracket, where the room is moss and you are a bird. Bracket, where you are moss and the room is a mouth. Double bracket, where the room is a room. Subtitle lapse. Hamlet, 32.14.468 1.0 1.2 panels, people, a commodity table, non-temporal, feed 4pp 163 ff19, the English translation of space, by Joe Hall and Chad Hardy. MTACC contract A1552, and then I noticed the plants on the office floor were shaking, and then I noticed the van parked at that intersection. And then I noticed that the train on the other side of the platform was this bright yellow. And then I noticed that they overlapped a bit. And then I noticed the large fuzzy egg case she had built and attached to the wall nearby. And then I noticed the sign for the Chamber of Commerce. Space should be an inclusive, stationary, golf, usurped, park, embedded, and banalized language of unlit, as in sacred life, organic food spigot. Page 30, that cow. Petunias efface the poem's labor and material curve mounding. How, when writing the L, I temporarily forgot I was in Chicago. How the accumulation of such fluid shapes as to baffle a screen to cover stackable modulo chairs move with an energy which cannot be compared to content. Chemical fertilizer advertisement M1 100 through the civic structures. Hey, if you want to lie down or get sick, take a sick day. Do it. Space is a product, bracket, other bracket. The clear plastic panels keep everything visible now as similar disc material coming off halogen reality throb to make brutality ergonomic over feeling communication, quote, culture, end quote, pre-dawn cash landlord, the present memory minus moment mannequin with I am so fucking of the right posterolateral moderate to severe kiss your volume 1 Paris oh worker with 1,000 rotten heads total 11.7%, 3%, 6.1%, 2.2%, 23% bracket this gentrifying act and bracket a work the Container Store a product by Joe Hall and Chad Hardy. You felt it was difficult to express your desire, as 99% of what you noticed was noise. A trip to the nearest mega medical complex, a time in the Bronx after being pulled from your burning apartment. You simply wanted to make a home for yourself at a time in which insurance companies were consolidating nationally. You wanted to finish your coffee. It seemed like you were really building up to something. Then you went and you pinched a nerve in your back. It was bad. You've seen photos of glaciers, Easy Life wet towels, a hard drive interior, and then all the wheat went up. Scholarly production is just a beautiful wreck out on the 4 lane. Let me finish up here. Figure 5.5. WHENIWASINLOGICALLIFE. At the footbridge, I grow STRANGERS. Yet despite global financial flows, such a precarious thing with winged birds, initiated in a process of READING, the room is moss, and you hear the MIRROR tenants, Bolshevik coup, and again, the hospital room where you watch yourself KILLED, but not sacrificed, on screen, free of lingering, the adjacent promised land, during which you DIE in a plastic baggie, your body, a legalization of the perimeter, SORRY. And I'll end by just reading part of the Container Store website. What works for you? Sometimes toys and coloring books can take control of the interior of your car. Keep items contained in plastic boxes that fit neatly beneath the seat. But choose organizers that hang from the back seat for quick access. Let each child label their own storage box with their name and stickers that reflect their personality.